Alrighty guys, what is going up? In today's video, we are going to be talking about how to use Finviz to swing trade, and how to find stocks on Finviz to swing trade successfully. Now, for those of you that don't know what Finviz is a stock screener that virtually allows you to filter all of the stocks in the stock market and find high quality stocks that meet your criteria. Now, loading up on Finviz here, you can see I'm on finviz.com. We have the three indexes. We have the Dow Jones, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. As we continue to scroll down, you can see on the right here, we have the S&P 500 broken down into the sectors, and you can see the stocks that are up, stocks that are down. So you can see we had a little bit of a mixed day in the market. Apple was a huge mover, up about 2.2%, Facebook up about 2.4%, and you can see we had stocks like Bank of America, Berkshire Hathaway, JP Morgan, all have a little bit of some sell-off. Now, as we continue to look here in the center here, these are going to be like high volatile stocks, right? These are going to be stocks that are more tuned for day traders rather than swing traders, stocks with a ton of volatility, a ton of risk, but a lot of potential. Not to mention, guys, if we continue to scroll down here, you can see we have like unusual volume, most volatile, earnings after, insider buying, selling. Right in here, there is a ton of awesome information here. Trendline support, trendline resistance, channel up, channel down. So virtually, if you just find stocks that are on support, you can buy in on some good prices. As we continue to scroll down here, we have some headline news. We have over here major news, and then we have a whole bunch of other information down here, but we don't really need this. So as we continue to go up here, we have all of these menu tabs, right? I mostly go on the screener tab just because that's where you actually scan for stocks. Now, one thing you might notice is on Finviz, it is completely free, but there is ads, right? So they do have a premium service. It's about $29 a month, and it's all real time because this is going to be delayed 15 minutes. And that's why it's more tuned for swing trading and not more tuned for day trading. I would recommend using this for day trading if you actually purchase the premium version. But for swing trading, it's very, very easy on how you find stocks. So what I always do is I like to click the all tab. So this is putting the descriptive, fundamental, and technical all in one place, so you don't really have to, jump around. Now, as we click here, this is going to be price. Me personally, I look for stocks that are about under 50, under 20. We'll go under 50, and we can always change it. The next thing, I like stocks that are getting bought up. Now, anytime you have a stock getting bought up, there is going to be volume, right? Volume is very, very important. You want other people buying. You want other people even selling in some cases. So we're going to want to go to over 500,000, sometimes over 750,000. We'll start off with 5. And we can always change it later. So you can see we still have about 2,000 stocks on our criteria. Now, the next thing we want is the relative volume. The relative volume is virtually just the overall demand for the stock, right? So for me, over 0.5, 0.75, or even some cases over 1 are all very, very valuable. We'll go over 0.5, and we can always change it. So you can see that knocked out about 500 stocks. And then probably the most important thing is going to be the pattern. Now, for a pattern, we're going to want to find stocks if we're buying long into it. We're going to be wanting stocks that are on support or on channel up. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go trend line support strong. Now, this is filtering all those stocks, and they're giving 80 of the most high quality stocks. So the next thing I like to do is click this charts tab and go through and find stocks that are on support. One thing that's very, very important when you're looking at a stock is you want generally the stock going up, very similar to like how it is, little sell-off, find support, and look for opportunity. So for something like this, CFX, the next thing I do, I pull up TD Ameritrade or whatever broker you are using, and then I will type in CFX, let it load up, and see if there is any opportunity. I like to go to the year chart. So CFX, beautiful upward trend. One thing you might notice is it does have this tendency to use this yellow line as support. So you can see it hits it, and we get buying pressure, okay, right on this yellow line. It almost hits it actually several times. But now we have this sell-off where the stock has sold off. We'll actually draw that out so you can see it. You can see the stock has sold off about 15%. Now there is an opportunity for this thing to hit this support and start moving back up. It's going to hit a minimum of about $50 is going to be the first selling pressure that the stock sees. You can see it does have that resistance. We'll draw that out so you can see. So you can see the resistance here. So resistance, there we go. 50 hits it several times, buying pressure every single time, and then major support near 44, working its way back up. So virtually, guys, off of this stock, you could risk about 6% to make upwards of about 7%, which is a decent risk and reward. But if this thing breaks out of this resistance, the next one would be about a 14% return off a 6% risk. So for me, this is a pretty decent one, but there's still probably better options out there. So as we continue to look for these stocks, the biggest thing is looking for a stock that is on an upward trend and has sold off a little bit, but is on that support. So another option you can do if you're having a hard time finding opportunity, most of the time this is where money's going to be made, right? You could have the best trading strategy, you could have the best everything, but if you're not picking the most high quality stocks, you're going to lose money every single time. So if you're having a harder time, so something like NAKD this one has been in the news before, so this one might be a little more volatile, but we'll pull it up and see. Yeah, you can see that general sell-off over the year. For me, I mean, I would try to stay away from it. It is on a support, but too much volatility right off the get-go. As we continue to scroll down, if you're saying, Carter, I really can't find opportunity, maybe there's no stocks out there, and that's fine. It's better to pick these high quality stocks and be right than pick too many losers, right? So if you're having a hard time, it's fine, right? We found that one, which is decent. The next thing you can overall do is look up channel up strong. So these are going to be stocks that have that upward trend, and now we just have to look at for some that have started selling off. So something like here, we'll pull it up. So you just want to go ahead, find it, and then type it out, INVA. So you can see that generally upward trend. We'll draw out all the lows right in here. Boom. You can see it could hit that trend line and start working its way back up. Sold off a little bit and is starting to use that 90 moving average line as support. So something like this where you could set your stop at about just under 16, risk 5% to possibly make 10 or 11%. So that's a 2-to-1 risk and reward, which we're getting better, right? We're getting better at finding these stocks. So it's all about going through the process of, picking and choosing and looking on Finviz for these high quality stocks here. Now, if you're still having a hard time, you can adjust all these filters, right? If you want something that is over 700,000, if you want over 1, if you want trend line support, just the general, not the strong, you can do that. You can tweak these. So something like AGI does look very, very interesting here. AGI, you can see it is a little more volatile, which volatility, if you understand it's fine. So resistance here at 920, major support near 716. So for something like this, it does have more resistance here at 8. So that would be the first sign of selling pressure, would be right around here, if not that 200 moving average line. So now for something like this, you could risk the same thing, 5% to possibly make right at about 8%, which is decent. And so the biggest thing is just going through this process of finding all of these stocks. You can go ahead. It's completely free. And I'll put a link to it down below so you guys know. But that's pretty much how I find stocks for swing trading on Finviz. It's nothing too crazy. It just takes some time and a little bit of commitment. And if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free to ask me in the comments down below. And if you guys want to learn more about investing, you guys can check out my course I'll put a link to that as well. So guys, that is it. Remember to stay happy, guys, stay positive, and we'll see you tomorrow in another episode. Take care.